y'all. Hey, welcome to the Coffee and Collaborations podcast with Al and I. I am, of course, your host, Kimberly Winborn, and
I am your co-host, Al the Great.
So anyway, y'all, we're going to be before you very quick. We just want to say hello. Welcome to July. June was an exciting time for us, so we wanted to go through a couple of the fun moments, do a recap, because we did 4 panel discussions in the month of June, but then we also highlighted fathers for the month of June, entrepreneurs and fathers who are philanthropists, and they're just really out here doing amazing things in the community. And then we talked about the Black Lives Matter movement. What didn't we talk about, Al? What June was like crazy, right?
Yeah, we were busy in June.
Yes, and then were we still doing the authors, the authors thing, or did we end that in May?
I think we did go over to June. Maybe at the beginning of June, we were doing the virtual reading room. We were doing a Coffee and Collaborations virtual reading room. Trying to provide something for the kids who were at home, and also a kind of a collaboration between the parents and highlighting some amazing authors. So yeah, I think that ended at the beginning of June.
Yeah, it needed to, man. I mean, it was good. It was fun. We got to meet some amazing authors. The kids loved it. Even a couple of kids actually came on and read like their favorite books. So it was cool. But if we could be completely honest, it wore us out.
Yes.
It wore us out. It's something that we do want to continue to implement. So please, if you have a favorite author, especially an author of children's books, we want to continue the virtual reading room. We're just going to do it a little bit different, but especially as these schools are trying to figure out what to do, if we can assist with that, we'll do that again in the future. But it won't be every day like it was.
Maybe once a week or something.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe like a Friday fun virtual reading room or something we'll come up with. But we did meet some amazing authors. So that was a part of May mostly and June. And then also, like I said, we did the panel. So we start with the collaboration of marriage panel on June the 1st. And
yes, I love that one.
Did you? I know you did.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. You were excited about that. So what was the thing that you loved the most about that?
I love being able to address, marriage as a collaboration, because I think, a lot of times we forget marriage is a collaboration. It is one of the most foundational collaborations that we could ever have. And also that, to disperse some of the myths or stereotypes about marriage. We talked about how you can be in a marriage, but that doesn't mean that you have to be in business together.
Right.
You can have 2 different passions, 2 different visions, and be working on your own separate things, but still be together in a marriage. So we were able to disperse that rumor of, if you don't support you need to just leave them, because support looks different in so many different ways. And I think that was the most important thing that came out of that.
Yeah, I really love that too. Like the different dynamics between the men and the women. And then how they have had to go on their own individual journeys as couples to get to where they are. And so another thing that one of the things I loved about it, Al, is we got to see healthy African-American marriages, because, first of all, marriages today have a bad rep. The statistics for divorce are high, but then African-American marriages, it seems, have an even worse rep. It seems like we have a bad rep in several areas. And so it was really good to see Black couples strong, working together, even homeschooling, all the different things that a lot of times you don't necessarily see every day in our community. Yeah. So I really love that too.
And the other thing is, people in general aren't getting married as much, but definitely we talked about how Black people aren't getting married as much. So
right.
that has gone down a lot.
Yeah, it was really good. And then next we had the Saving Our Community. We did 2 of those, and that was a focus of coming together in collaboration with leaders coming across the board. So we had pastors, we had politicians, we had activists, we had just entrepreneurs. we had a vast array of people to come on and really talk about what we can do as a community in collaboration to make a difference, especially with all this stuff happening with Black Lives Matter, and moving forward, how we can work together. So I really love those.
Yeah, I thought it was a great call to action. A lot of people gave, great calls to action, a lot of different things that people can do. And it was a response because we've seen so much passion and so much fear and so much anger in response to, these killings of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, and kind of going on and on. So we definitely wanted to provide the community with a response versus just being angry. Let's do something with that anger in a more effective way.
That's right. Solutions. I remember your pastor inviting Greer Webb, who was one of the young men on the panel, inviting him and a couple other people to come to the church and be able to provide education that he has no clue. He boldly stated, "I'm a pastor. That's what I do. I don't do a lot of
several times."
Say what?
He said it several times.
Yes, he was like, "I don't know anything about this over here, but I know the word and I know how to preach the word. But you can come to my church and share, especially with the young people, these things that I don't know about." And I love that.
So, one of my favorite things out of that conversation, in that Pastor Will said, he pointed out that, everybody, like the three groups, that everybody has something that they can contribute to the fight. Everybody's not going to go out there and protest. Everybody's probably not going to call their congressman or whatever it is. But he pointed out how everybody can do something, and I think that was one of the most important things that came out of that conversation, because we have some keyboard activists that I really appreciate, like the work that they're doing.
Yeah. I love that too. And I really loved having Wayne Branch on, because he's been in law enforcement, but is also a politician. So that was a lens that was broad, that we got to hear from kind of both sides of the fence. And then Greer, who is 20 years old or something. And he's a young activist and very educated, well-educated, involved. I just really, we had Natalie Murdoch, who's a North Carolina state senator out in Durham, North Carolina. Like, the list goes on. When Kerwin, who is on the streets of downtown Raleigh, not just for Black Lives Matter, but across the board, just an activist for the rights of those in prison, coming out of prison. We just had a great group. Sheila, the lawyer, just a great group. And I really enjoyed the Saving Our Community panels. I think that's something we need to continue to do. And that's the feedback I got too. What did you get? What kind of feedback did you get?
Yeah, I think people were very appreciative about having a conversation. People were very thankful. I read some of the comments that people were thankful, and they really appreciated having something to do, a way to direct that anger and that passion.
Yeah, I really love that. So, and then the next panel and our last panel, I'm gonna have to say this one might have been my favorite, the Fathers Talk panel. Yeah, but I have been talking about that panel for a long time, having that panel, and it came to life, and it actually was better than I'd even imagined, because we talked about this afterwards, like the synergy between all of the fellas and just some of those nuggets that came out of the conversation. So the Fathers Talk panel, to wrap up the panels, was probably my favorite. And maybe it could have been because I was the only female.
The only woman.
Yes, loved it.
I love that we were able to disperse that the myth that I feel like has plagued the Black community for so long, that everybody's asking, where are the Black fathers? Where are the Black fathers? So we were able to really discuss it and disperse that myth, and talk about the data that is out there, that has kind of misused that data to say that Black fathers are missing. So I really love that part.
Yeah, that was good. And everybody that was on really are active fathers, or they're doing they have some sort of fatherhood initiative. They're mentoring fathers. They're out here helping people as far as fatherhood advocacy. And so that was good. I think between the two of us really reaching into our networks to find those men, I think it was great. And I think that's another panel that we need to continue. And they actually said that too, because just having, those fathers talk, having the conversations, because that's really what it was. Like we were moderating and facilitating, but it was a lot of conversations between them. So I really love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing we did was we highlighted the fellas throughout the month. So we had various entrepreneurs that we highlighted. Just like every Monday, we would have a guest. We did it for Mother's Day. So we did the same thing for Father's Day, where we highlighted men. So we had Patrick Patterson. We started the month off with Maurice Webb. Excuse me. We had Rob McKeever, who was also on the panel discussion. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, so we featured some fellas for the month of July as well on those Monday 7 o'clock, 12 o'clock launches. And so that was good too, just giving them an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it turned out to be, learning about what they're doing. I didn't know Patrick Patterson was doing as much. I knew he was doing a lot, but I learned something new from each of them, even though I, have been following them through social media. So that was great.
That grant writing, his grant writing skills, that blew me away.
Yeah, he had just had a successful class.
Yes.
So June was amazing. So guys, we just wanted to do a recap very quickly, and then also tell you to tune in to Coffee and Collaborations in July, because in July we're going to be bringing it home. The summer, a lot of us focus on health and wellness because we're usually out more. This year might be a little bit different because of COVID-19, but I think people will still get out just a little bit and get to the beaches and things like that. And I think many people are realizing they got that quarantine 15. And
no, they got that quarantine COVID-19 pounds.
Yeah, they picked up those 19 pounds. And so,
I'm probably one of them.
One of them. I picked up a little, not too much, but just a little, enough to say, okay, let me reel it on in. But one of the serious things is that among the African-American community, we are the highest as far as historically high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, just a whole bunch of chronic illnesses. But then during this pandemic, our numbers are crazy for the number of deaths in the African-American community related to COVID-19. So we want to bring on people who are in health and wellness to have these conversations about how we can do better as a people, as a human race, but definitely the African-American community. And we're going to ask them a few questions about lifestyle. I'm just really excited to bring on those who are in health and wellness so we can focus on transformational lifestyles, because that's what it is. It's about being proactive. And you're in the medical field, so you're experienced with this to a certain degree, right?
Yeah, I see people on the other end, and I've told many people that I've never had a slice of cake or a piece of chicken or anything that was worth losing a limb over.
That's right.
I've never had one of those.
Right.
But we do get plenty of people who would they can't stop eating and they would rather lose a foot or a toe or something. I was like, it can't be any chicken that good. It can't be that good.
It's like we forget that there are consequences to our decisions in many areas, and food is a major one. I think culturally, food is like that down home feel, and we use it as an excuse, like families get together with food. We use it as an excuse, but we do have to, do better. And so I'm excited to go ahead.
We find a lot of comfort in food.
We do. So got to do better. And so we're going to bring on experts to help us there.
So today we want to go ahead and kind of do a recap, do a couple watch parties with some of our panels, some of the things that we've talked about. And we know that everybody didn't get a chance to see it. So this is your second time to see it, or your first time. So, make sure to tag people, make sure to just come by and watch it, because there were so much valuable information out of these discussions. Like, these were really some powerful, knowledgeable, amazing people that we had, and we were very fortunate to be in the middle of it. So we want you guys to have the opportunity to get that information as well. So make sure to invite people. If this is your second time seeing it, it's like watching a movie. You ever watch a movie and you always, second time you watch that movie, it's always something that you didn't see before. Yeah. Or maybe some piece of information that you didn't before. Same thing with these. We want to give you guys a recap. So tag your friends, and join us for these watch parties. Very valuable, important information. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I know we did.
Yes. So partying all day long today for our watch parties on Coffee and Collaborations. If you're not following the page, go ahead, follow the page. Like Al said, share it with a friend. We're also on Instagram. You can follow that page and share that with a friend. We're all about collaboration and building up the community. And so the more people that know about us, we can spread our message broader. It's not about ratings and numbers and all of that from a personal perspective, but from the bigger vision and mission. That's what it's all about for both of us. So thank y'all for joining. Make sure to tune in to the watch parties. They're going to start at 12 o'clock today at Coffee and Collaborations on Facebook. And so let me see. The other day, I was really proud of myself because I got our sign out right. And and so let me share with you that coffee is about building relationships. So the coffee part of Coffee and Collaborations, it's about the relationship, and that's all it is. But you can have tea, water, whatever it is. Just get back to building relationships, having conversations with people so that you can grow your business, grow your mindset, all of these different things. So remember, the coffee is optional, but the collaboration is essential to your win. See y'all.
Bye.